Good morning, everyone in the sanctuary, and for those who are online, I'm your host for today, Tamu Davidson, practitioner with the Temple of Light, CSL. So I would first like to just acknowledge those persons here in the sanctuary who are visiting with us for the very first time. Please stand so we can acknowledge you. Okay, no first-time visitors. For those who are online, we acknowledge you as well, and we behold the Christ in you. At this time, I just want to welcome you back. Thank you for coming back to your spiritual home. At this time, as usual, we will now say our affirmative prayer. I'm going to just invite you wherever you are. If you're driving, just be reflective online, and here in the sanctuary, I would just invite you just to be still and close your eyes. And so we're knowing that God, the source of all that there is, omnipresent, always there. We are one with this one source. This one source radiates in and through us and in our spiritual community or members throughout. And we're knowing today, as God's presence unfolds within this service, we're knowing all that we need to tap into, all that we need to experience, all pictures from this service today. And we're knowing as we bring this divine presence, all is well as we celebrate, emanate the message of today's service. And so we now release this to the law of mind for action, knowing that it is so, and so it is. Isn't this a beautiful day? Wait, you sound funky, and pia. Isn't it a beautiful day? Yes. Fantastic. And so at this time, we're going into our chant, into our silence. And so let us go proceed with the chant. Okay. Wow. And so, at this time, we're going to say our prosperity affirmation. God is lavish, unfailing, abundant prosperity. The source of all good is infinite, inexhaustible. I unify with the place my faith in one true source. My life is blessed, rest. Yet I am being offered so much more. Infinite potential, unconditional love, and unlimited spiritual growth are just a few of Spirit's gifts. I am open to receiving them all with gratitude and joy. The God power made me in its image and likeness, out of itself, and it wants to support me. Its plan is to lift me into higher expression. Deep in my heart, I know I deserve all good things in life, and my acceptance of the support of the universe is all that is necessary for it to continue its work in my life. I deserve true abundance and unconditional love. I deserve vibrant health and good feelings. I deserve happiness, peace, and joy. I deserve prosperity, freedom, and ease in my financial affairs. I deserve to have my dreams come true. My heart is filled with gratitude for all I have been given and for all that is yet to come. I release my word, the law of divine mind, that always says, yes, and so it is. At this time, we are going to light the candle for our youth. Do we have a representative coming up for our youth to light the youth candle? Yes. Okay, we'll just do that. Yes, the child in us continues to radiate.
Forever useful. I light this candle on behalf of all the youth in the world. Let us behold the Christ in them.
And so it is. We love you. We appreciate you. We salute the Christ in you, and we see you as shining lights onto your world. God is blessing you now, and so it is. And I'm going to invite you to stand for the temple mission song. And if you want to rock along wherever you are online, you know, if you want to just groove, let's just feel the joy and spirit of the divine. The temple of light, the temple of light, the temple of light. We are a people with a vision, Holy Spirit on a mission. To touch, to heal, to bless, to prosper, to love and liberate. Anyone who comes into contact with us, anytime, night or day. The temple of light, the temple of light, the temple of light. We are a people with a vision, one spirit on a mission. To touch, to heal, to bless, to prosper, to love and liberate. Anyone who comes into contact with us, anytime, night or day. You may be seated. And so now we'll have the prayer for our center. Oh yes, please keep standing, my apologies. The Temple of Light Center for Spiritual Living is a sacred field embodying our spiritual community from which the Christ, peace, love, and joy emanate, to touch, to heal, to bless, to prosper, and to liberate anyone who comes in contact with it in any way. The light of Christ illumines us, our center, and our environment. Our spiritual community is filled with and surrounded by the presence of God and is growing from strength to strength. The power of God expands our consciousness of truth, guiding us ceaselessly along the paths of wisdom, spiritual growth, unfoldment, and attainment. We are blessed, and God be honor and glory ever and ever. And so it is. Okay, you may be seated. At this time, we have some very important reminders for you. Well, our temple family offer prayers of love and support for the family of our beloved Denise, Graydon, Brian, Joy, and their nieces and nephews at this time of her transition. We also offer condolences to our long-standing member and legal luminary, Mrs. Jean Barnes, who also made her transition. We remember her children, nephews, nieces, and grandchildren at this time as she continues her onward journey into the light. And as soon as we have the details of her celebration, we will let you know. And at this time, I just want to remind us, we do have our Spiritual Mind Healing Service. This continues every Tuesday, and this Tuesday, on the 27th of November at 6 p.m., we have our dear practitioner, Vance Gardner, and his topic is, Now You Have What You Want. Do you want more? So I invite you to come join us live or listen to the recording on YouTube. It's certainly a session not to be missed. Unity of Jamaica celebrates their 50th anniversary today in a special service whose theme is Total Praise, today at 10:30 a.m. So let us share our consciousness with them, and for those who are able to join them in person, please do. Classes, this is, the cornerstone, the bedrock of the Science of Mind teachings. And it's really, we're going to encourage you to join our CSL accredited class, the Essential Ernest Holmes. It's just divine, exciting, and really I encourage you, even if you come for one session, to join the team. It's now almost halfway through, but you can still join on Thursday night at 7 p.m. So I'm encouraging you to join. It's a registration fee of $16 plus $1,200 for each session. So you do get a certificate. It's one of the accredited classes at the end of the class, and hence the $16. We also invite you to take advantage of an awesome opportunity to serve as a volunteer with your spiritual community as the board secretary. So please check your emails and details for this information. Share it with anyone whom you think may be interested, may be suited, may be contemplating this exciting opportunity. And of course, we have, Christmas is very near. We already started Christmas in July, and so we have community sings coming up. So even if you are a new singer, think you cannot sing, please join us. It is singing out loud with the joy of Christmas and community. And so on Saturday, the 21st of December, from 5:30 to 7 p.m., join us, whether you're a professional singer or shower soloist. Let's come together and spread the holiday cheer. And so bring a friend or two or even more, but please don't miss it and spread the word. We will have exciting prizes and surprises. And then a gentle reminder about the membership fees for 2024. I'm going to invite our board, our vice chair for our board, board of trustees, Mr. Norman Wright, to speak to us a little more. Sorry, Mr. Norman Nar. My apologies. To speak to us more about this.
Stand here or stand here?
Yes, you can stand. Yes.
All right, good morning, everyone. Apologies for late arrival, just in time. No jokes this morning, I promise you. This is really serious business that we're on to. And I want to use this opportunity just to share that as a board, a number of things we have agreed on. And among them is to be transparent around our financial position. And so we have committed to every month share with you our financial position, our revenues, our expenses, and our deficit. And truth be told, it has been a little bit of a concern for us. And so I just want to share with you where we are at this particular point in time, our reporting for the month of, it will be for the month of November, as at November 18th. So, as at November 18th, our total income was approximately $632,000. And our total expenses was $1,285,000. So there's a deficit of approximately $653,000. This income and expenses, just want to be clear, does not involve any expenses associated with the installation of Reverend Michelle. So I just want to make that very clear. So this is just our normal operations, what we have been doing, cutting the lawn, maintaining the facility, paying the staff, etc. And so this is clearly a concern for us as we continue to operate at a deficit. And I'm just going to ask you just to indulge me just for a little bit. I know I don't have too much time here. But I just want to share that, first of all, give thanks for those of you who continue to contribute to the stuff, the work that we do here at the temple, make your own contribution in your own way. I just want to give thanks for that and make that very clear. But I also want to use the opportunity to say there are a number of other things that we can be doing. And I just want to highlight a couple of examples. So the number of paid up members for the temple for this year, and we're approaching the end of the year. We're in November, approaching the end of the year. For a $6,000 annual fee, however you choose to spread that, we have 34 persons who have been paid up as at when we're reporting in November. So of the total population of the temple membership, only 34 persons have paid up. So it's an indication that, I'm sure at least 100 persons that comprise the membership or more of the temple are clearly not in a paid up state. And so if you aren't, I'm just using this opportunity to appeal to you to just, pay up your membership dues. The second thing was committed forms. Some weeks ago, some months ago, the chairman of the board, Theo Smith, shared a commitment form that we're asking members to fill out, or members of the congregation to fill out. And essentially, this is intended to allow us to understand what is it that you're willing to commit on a monthly basis, and so that it will help us to plan financially, all right? So it helps with the financial planning. We know the inflows, and so we can manage the affairs of the temple in a better way. So that was an appeal. At the time, only 7 persons had indicated and filled out the form. I just want to bring you up to speed that it remains at 7 persons since that time. So there is an opportunity for us to improve on that. And so I again ask and make an appeal that you look for those commitment forms, fill them out, and to help out. Where are the forms? Where are the forms? The forms. So, no. So at a minimum, the form and information should be sent to you online. Secondly, if not, we're going to ask you just to consult with the office, Reverend Sean, and the office there. Thirdly, I just want to make an appeal around the use of the debit credit card machine. It's so convenient for me. You know, when people call me and say, no man, you owe the tickets, you know, and I just come in and I use my credit card. So I'm borrowing future money, just using the credit card. And it's so convenient. I pay at a later date, effectively, but I really pay. And so I'm asking you in the same way, take advantage of it. Go to the office inside there. Last time around I said it would be in the vestibule. We'll work, it's in there?
It's down there.
It's there and it's working.
Yes, it's working.
Okay, good. So, I mean, you know, whilst you make your contribution here, those of you who wish to contribute otherwise, just go to the vestibule and just use the credit card machine. So again, I'm asking and appealing for you to do that. And then just finally, there are some of you who have expressed ideas around how we can raise funds and so on for the temple and I don't want to deprive you of that opportunity. So I'm just going to ask you just to individually send me, normannar@gmail.com, your email with your interests and probably initial idea. We can get on a call and we can discuss it and discuss how we take action forward in terms of implementing some of your ideas. The only appeal I'll make is, you know, yeah, some people have some great ideas, but they don't want to be part of executing it. You have to own and be part of the execution of those ideas. So again, just making an appeal for persons just to, you know, you have interest, send me your email address, send me your email expressing an interest, normannar@gmail.com, for you to share your ideas for raising funds. I'm sure there are some great ideas there. Just be willing to be part of executing those ideas. And so with that, thank you for indulging me and thanks for the time. Sorry for taking up so much.
Okay, thank you. All right, and so as a means of transparency, we'll have this update on a monthly basis. At this time, we continue this legacy of the Legal Light Saturdays. And, you know, got any questions? We have got the answers. So please join our in-house attorney on Saturdays between 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And it's free to all. So please share with anyone whom you know and spread the word about this opportunity. Also, donation, tithes, and offerings. If you wish to donate our ministry financially, kindly visit our donate page at donate.templeoflightcsl.org, which has all our banking details. And of course, we'd like to thank those who have been giving, as together we support a world that works for everyone. Prayer support is, as usual, available with Reverend Michelle at prayer.templeoflightcsl.org. Reverend Sonia Davidson is available to pray with you immediately following our service, so you can call her at 876-289-0907. And for grief support and counseling, this is available, so please call 876-927-6145. And also, please remember our QR code is placed in strategic areas for your convenience, so you can participate easily from your device. You can download the Sunday service program. I'd also like to just remind you that we do have this exciting one-of-a-kind magazine for sale for just $1,000, a small contribution of $1,000, and you can check with Reverend Ann, who has a few available. They're going like hot bread, so please do not miss this significant magazine, which was produced for the installation, History in the Making. So please, just for only $1,000. At this time, I'm going to invite you to stand for the hymn. Our first hymn is Stay Alive, from the Science of Mind, hymnal 118.
This may be a little bit.
Thank you. You may be seated at this time. We'll now do our meditation and healing silence. And so we'll start off with our affirmative prayer of light. Wherever you are, here in the vestibule, in the sanctuary, and online, please join us in our affirmative prayer. God. God is light. Yes. So we're going to go into affirmative prayer at this time. I'm going to invite you to close your eyes and still as we bring the presence of God. God, the divine light of God. God is all that there is. This one source of light. And we embody this light, and this light unfolds in all that we do, unfolds in our life, out pictures to our family and friends. And this light guides us through life's journey. And so we're knowing this to be the truth, and so it is. God is light that light surrounds me in the light. I see it now, 'tis above, deep within me. Light is mine, and all is well. God is light, we are God is love. Love that is everywhere and abundant. We're one with His love. This love radiates in and through us and touches everyone whom we come in contact with, both physically and in mind. And this love continues to radiate on our spiritual journey. And we release this to the law of mind for action, knowing that this is so, and so it is.
God is love, that love surrounds me. In that love I safe it dwell. 'Tis above, beneath, within me. Love is mine, and all is well. God is love, pure love. God is love, sweet love. That love is mine, and all is well.
God is joy, abundant joy. And we are one with this joy as we joyously celebrate life. This joy unfolds in and through every aspect of our life and touches everyone whom we come in contact with, in mind and in physical. We are knowing as this joy unfolds in our life journey, we experience it to the highest experience. That is God. And so as this joy unfolds, we release this to the law of mind for action, knowing that it is so, and so it is.
God is joy, that joy surrounds me. In that joy I safely dwell. 'Tis above, beneath, within me. Joy is mine, and all is well. God is joy, pure joy. God is joy, sweet joy. That joy is mine, and all is well.
And so it is. At this time, it gives me great pleasure to introduce Carol Campbell, practitioner extraordinaire, who will give our message today in keeping with our theme, abundance, rise up and dance. She's no stranger to us, but for those who may be online for the first time, or with us celebrating for the first time, please give her a Louise Bennett applause and welcome.
Na na na
For those of you who don't know, that was Bob Marley. And the I2s. Now, Bob Marley was one of our most prolific musicians, and he brought a philosophy of love and light as we learn to live life in a way that is transcendental and transformative in spite of. Now for the month of November, we're exploring the theme of abundance. And last week, Reverend Michelle reminded us of the abundance that's available to us when we recognize God as the one and the only source and express gratitude for all we have in anticipation of an abundant overflow. So here we are today, ready to rise up and dance as we close out the month of November. To rise up, in my mind, suggests an awakening. Awakening to our inherent creative power that is demonstrated through singing, dancing, writing, painting, acting, speaking, cooking, gardening, parenting, doing the dishes and the laundry. You think that's the odd one out, right? There is nowhere where creativity is not expressed, because God is the ultimate creator and God is everywhere without exception. As I used to tell my design students, you know, everything that you can touch, see, taste, wear, everything that you use was designed by somebody. It didn't just fall out of the sky. To rise, oops, did that already. Rumi, the 13th century philosopher and Sufi poet, has said, and I quote, "Humankind is being led along an evolving course through the migration of intelligences, and though we seem to be sleeping, there is an inner wakefulness that directs the dream, and that will eventually startle us back to the truth of who we are." End quote. Now, once we remember who we are, we rise up and dance in celebration of the joyous recognition of our oneness with God. If we look back at examples in the Bible, for instance, each time someone experienced a healing, which really is a realignment with the true self, they went away singing and dancing and praising God, right? Now, God is the source and the resource, the substance and the sustenance of creativity, which is a now experience. Creativity is in the doing, not the already done. So, aim to feel good in the moment as you open up and learn to live with wonder and joyous abandon. When Bob Marley sang, "Them belly full but we're hungry," he was speaking to a yearning for something better, a desire to feel full and fulfilled, to rise above circumstances that may trap us into feeling powerless. But once we discover and uncover the divinity inherent in each of us, we recognize the unsatisfying emptiness of materialism that fills the belly but not the soul. Say with me, I am awake to the power of God's grace in my life. I am awake to the power of God's grace in my life. Thank you to Reverend John for that affirmation. Dr. Ernest Holmes, the founder of this philosophy known as the science of mind, writing in his magnum opus, The Science of Mind, says this on page 147. "There is then no limitation outside our own ignorance. And since we can all conceive of a greater good than we have so far experienced, we all have the ability to transcend previous experiences and to rise triumphant over them. But we shall never triumph over them while we persist in going through the old mental reactions." What is your deepest longing? Have you been ignoring the yearning in your gut? Sweeping those celebratory possibilities under the carpet? Hugging up those same old tired excuses for why you have not, could not, should not expose your creative self and allow its fulsome expression? Think about it. Whatever it is calling you to come up higher, to rise up and dance your way into the recognition, the recognition of your true self, God as you. I want to share a little story with you. No, it's not one of my adventures this time. It's a story of La Mariposa, the butterfly woman, as recounted in Women Who Run with the Wolves, written by Clarissa Pincola Estes. I have edited the story in the interest of time. This story is from New Mexico. Here goes. For years, tourists have thundered across the great American desert, hurrying through the spiritual circuit, looking and watching and looking and watching some more. Underneath it all is the same hunger for numinous experience that humans have had since the beginning of time. Sometimes this hunger is exacerbated, for many have lost their connection to their ancestors. So many are trying to recreate something for soul's sake. They come with all manner of expectations, from the sacred to the profane, to see the wildest of the wild, La Mariposa. Desert tribes also come together here to dance themselves back into lodgepole pine trees, back into deer and eagles and powerful spirits. The last event of the day is the butterfly dance, a one-person dance danced by a woman. But oh, what a woman. The butterfly dance is announced by an old man resplendent in 40 pounds of formal dress turquoise. Everyone eagerly waits, chatting casually, and time passes, and passes, and passes. Where is the dancer? Getting impatient and kissing their teeth, the tourists don't understand that the announcement could precede the dancer by anywhere from 20 minutes to forever. It's a cultural thing. Unexpectedly, the drummers begin drumming the sacred butterfly rhythm. Now, to the visitors, a butterfly is a delicate, fragile beauty, so they are understandably shaken when out hops Maria Lujan, and she's big, really big, like Venus of Willendorf. And she's old, very, very old, like a woman come back from dust. One of her shoulders is bare, and her red and black blanket dress hops up and down with her inside it. She hops on one foot, then on the other. She waves her feather fan to and fro. She is the butterfly, arrived to strengthen the weak. However, she is that which most think of as not strong. Aged, a butterfly, the feminine. She hops, she hops, she hops in footsteps that leave echoes. I'm here, I am here, 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 and here. Awaken you, you, and you. She sways her feather fan, spreading the earth and the people of the earth with the pollinating spirit of the butterfly. She pollinates the soul of the earth. Her shell bracelets rattle like snake. Her bell garters tinkle like rain. Her shadow with its big belly and little legs dance from one side of the dance circle to the other. Her feet leave little puffs of dust behind. The tribal people are reverent, but the visitors are puzzled. This is it? This is the butterfly woman? They have forgotten that old women of lavish dimensions are also butterflies. They carry pollen and cross-fertilize, just as the soul fertilizes mind with dreams. There is no supposed to be in bodies. They are what they are. The question is not size of shape or age of years. But does this body have right connection to pleasure, to heart, to soul? Can it in its own way move, dance, jiggle, and sway? Nothing else matters. End of story. Nothing else matters but that we allow the vibrant creative expression seeking an outlet through us. Writing in the foreword to her book, Pinkola Estes says, and I quote, "Anytime we feed soul, it guarantees increase. Artistic expression is not just a matter of one's own understanding. It is also a map for those who follow after us. Art is not meant to be created in stolen moments only." End quote. You see, the creative process is not a singular event. It is a lifelong journey of discovery and recovery of our sacredness, our holiness, our oneness. With passion and purpose, we can pursue what we're called to do. We can surrender to the guidance of our intuition and willingly follow that guidance directly and fearlessly. On page 278 of the Science of Mind textbook, Ernest Holmes wrote, "Our unity with good is not established while there is anything in us which denies it. If we can actually induce in consciousness a definite, concrete acceptance of our desire, it will manifest, even though every thought on earth had to change to compel it." In preparation for this talk, I asked my friend Clive Thompson, our internationally acclaimed dancer extraordinaire, to describe dance and what it meant to him. After a pause, he said, "Dance is a language. It is sensual, experiential, a symbolic language of feeling. Through dance, you can express ideas, life moments, joy, sadness, play. You can immerse yourself in diverse characters and on another level connect with your spirituality. Dance is a vehicle to express your emotional self, your humanness, to connect with people on stage and off stage, to reveal your vulnerability and authenticity in your becoming." Thank you, Clive. So then I asked, why dance? Why did he choose dance as a career? He said dance chose him. He was born to dance. He simply answered the call. As I said earlier, we can surrender to the guidance of our intuition and willingly follow that guidance directly and fearlessly. Why? Because the universe is waiting on our yes to support us with some healthy extravagance. You know, many of us have bought into the idea that hard work is good, and if you enjoy what you call work, something that comes easily to you, that brings you joy, like most creative pursuits, then that's not real. And we're told to get serious and act sensibly. But here's the thing. Creativity is not and has never been sensible. You think the ultimate creator, God, was being terribly sensible when it created the giraffe or the rhinoceros, or even us, for that matter? A great sense of humor, yes, and an extravagantly active imagination. We have tried so hard to be sensible, as though we have any proof at all that God is sensible. We would prefer to think that, rather than to think that the universe is just waiting to support us. On the one hand, we give lip service to the notion that God wants us to be happy, joyous, and free. On the other hand, we secretly think that God wants us to be broke if we are going to be so decadent as to want to be an artist. That is the words of Julia Cameron, writing in the artist's way. I'm going to give you an affirmative prayer written by Dr. Ernest Holmes. It's found on page 549 and 550 of the Science of Mind text. I'll say it line by line and you can repeat it with me. The divine plan for me is perfect. I am held in the mind of God as a complete and perfect expression of life and truth. Today, I realize that I am one with the all-good. My God and I are one. Okay, let's go. The divine plan for me is perfect. The divine plan for me is perfect. I am held in the mind of God as a complete and perfect expression of life and truth. As a complete and perfect expression of life and truth. Today, I realize that I am one with the all-good. My God and I are one. Knowing this, let's rise up and dance in joyous celebration. You know how hard it is? No, that's not part of the affirmation. You know how hard it is to feel bad when you're dancing? Think about it. It's impossible. Even if you have two left feet, there's an exuberance and abandon that speaks to the freedom of allowing your body to just be creative, the freedom to just enjoy rhythm and movement in the moment. So dance, dance. Forget your troubles and dance.
Forget your sorrows and dance. Forget your sickness and dance. Forget your weakness and dance. Forget your sorrows and dance. Forget your weakness and dance.
One love. You know what? Who don't know this song? Let's sing it. Na, na, na.
One love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. One love, one heart. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright. Let them all pass all their dirty remarks. There is one question that I really love to ask. Is there a place for the hopeless sinner who has hurt all mankind just to save his own? One love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. One love, one heart. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright.
That was our impromptu musical item. So, moving right along, we'll go now to our second hymn.
Okay, so we, at this time, will go on to our love offering, blessing of our love offering. So I'm going to just invite you to stand and just to hold it here in the sanctuary. You can hold your love offering, and if you're online as well, in mind. And so we say, lovingly I give, joyfully I receive. Be thou fruitful, increase and multiply. Bless, prosper, and enrich everyone whom you touch, and replenish all of my financial affairs. So be it. Thank you, Father, and so it is. So at this time, we're going to sing our second hymn, and you can walk up and share your blessings. The second hymn is My Creative Intention, Science of Mind, hymnal number 110.
There's a creative intention within me. There's a creative expression that will be. I listen with all I can. Listen with sure plan. God will show me just what I am. There's a purpose for me. Wrapped up in my being. There's a divine plan awaiting my seeing. I know let go of all obstacles. Fear can no longer block my goals. I'm a channel expressing free the divine plan coming through me. There's a deep creative intention within me. There's a creative expression that will be. I listen with all I can. Listen will show the plan. God will show me just what I am. There's a purpose for me. The divine plan wrapped up in my being. There's a divine plan awaiting my seeing. I know let go of all obstacles. Fear can no longer block my goals. I'm a channel expressing free the divine plan coming through me.
At this time, you may be seated. Thank you for your blessings. So we'd like to acknowledge Mrs. Judith Dare, who has shared her beautiful spirit in her fantastic arrangements this morning. Isn't it spectacular? Thank you, Judith, and our floral angels. We'd also like to acknowledge our musicians. Please give them a Louise Bennett applause. Yes, I need to hear it loud. And our ushers, thank you, thank you. Please give them a round of applause again. No, that sounds too weak. This is a beautiful morning, yes, yes. Our tech team around the back there, please give them A round of no, man, you have to do better than that. This is a Louis Bennett. Louis Bennett, yes, no, I need to, no, yes, come. All right. And of course, our hospitality team. Yes, knee-jerk reaction, yes. They have prepared a scrumptious meal for us. So please give them a round of applause. Louis Bennett applause. Yes. And of course, we just would like to thank everyone who continues to give in many ways, seen and unseen, to our spiritual community. So please give you also yourselves a round of applause for showing up today. Thank you. At this time, we'll have a blessing of the offering and our closing affirmative prayer. Thank you. Hand over back to Practioner Carol.
Please join me as we bless the offering. I recognize God. God is that one source, infinite, abundant, ever-flowing. This is a source that we tap into as we share of our resources, of time, talent, and treasure. As the universe responds to our givingness, increase is inevitable. So we give, so we receive in the spirit that we have given. So I know that for each person who has chosen to be a giver of time, of talent, of treasure this morning, that the increase now comes back, overflowing, abundant, resplendent, so that each person is fulfilled and feels full of the spirit of givingness and receiving. I give thanks for this as I release these words now into that infinite law that says yes as we acknowledge our deservedness to receive. Thank you, God, that this is now so, and so it is. Before we go into the peace song, please join me in a closing affirmative prayer. This has been and continues to be a wonderful day, a day that demonstrates the goodness, the glory, the light, the love, and the joy that God is. We are blessed infinitely, and as we bless, our blessing radiates from us to touch, to heal, to bless, and to prosper everyone who comes into our atmosphere. So I know as we go from this place today into our several and separate activities and destinations, we go as God. We go as one with each other, as one of God, to shower this world with light, with love, with joy, so that every person recognizes within themselves that they too are God in expression, now and always. Therefore, in all ways, all is always good. I give thanks for this as I release these words now, and let it be so. And so it is. And we're going to sing Joy today.
Joy that was meant to be with God as our is my joy.